Coming up this Saturday, April 20th. On the undercard of Cameron versus Taylor from Dublin, Ireland, will be another champion pitting her wares. It should be exciting as we see champion Terri Harper defend her WBA Super Welterweight title against Cecilia Braekhus. This fight might steal the thunder from the main event. It'll be a slim shot, but I'll tell you something. This is a good fight. Even though Braekhus is starting to be on the downside because of her age, but expect a blistering fight between these two. As we talk about it, the WBA Super Welterweight Championship of the world. Let's talk about it further. Championship fights. There's nothing like the ladies who come together to do it right. We ask a lot of boxing as boxing pundits, but I have to say, nobody is delivering like the ladies of boxing. And the same will be on for this Saturday when Terri Harper takes on Cecilia Braekhus for the WBA Super Welterweight title that Harper currently has. Harper has been in a position now to really do some good things in the sport of boxing since dropping a November 2021 TKO loss to Alicia Baumgardner. She took some time off and has come back to become a champion again with a victory that she had in March of 2022 over Yamila Belin Abelanada. Excuse me for murdering the name. A lot of letters there. But Harper was able to win a unanimous decision and become a world champion again. Braekhus, on the other hand, has suffered 2 losses in her last 3 fights. Her last fight was a win in December of 2022 over Marissa Joanna Portillo. But prior to that was a March 2021 unanimous decision loss that followed an August 2020 majority decision loss to Jessica McCaskill. So these 2 women are in the mix to do something special with their careers in this fight. And I do understand that Harper wants to continue to win. And we like to see fighters who test themselves. Now, Braekhus, who's going to enter this fight, is 40 years old. Believe it or not, 41. And Harper's 26. They both are orthodox fighters. But that's where the stats being close kind of separate, because Harper's coming in with a record of 13-1 with 1 draw and 6 KOs. But Braekhus, who's been around and involved in the sport heavily, is 37-2 with 9 KOs. Now, these two women usually bring the best that they have to offer. Harper's 5'8.5" with a 65-inch reach. Braekhus is 5'7.5" with a 67-inch reach. Braekhus is from Norway. Harper is from the UK. They both have styles that should be meshed for the type of fight that you could really enjoy, because Harper is more of a outboxer, hands up, jab, pumping, moving side to side. She's technical and proficient. Braekhus is more of a slugger. She'll come in on you and let rip. Sometimes she has a tendency to drop her hands, and that could get her in trouble against a boxer as Terry Harper, because when you go in there and you wade in like that against a technical, proficient fighter, you leave yourself open for counters. And that's something that we'll see if Terry Harper can take advantage of that. As she goes in there, she's going to be looking to work behind her jab, give lateral movement, land combinations. But Braekhus is going to go for broke. That's the way she fights. She's a guts and glory type fighter. She'll go in there and try to bang with the best of them. And I'll tell you, sometimes her fights can be very exciting like that. When she fought McCaskill, it was one of those things where McCaskill, being a little bit younger, was able to be a little bit busier and was able to get to the best of her. And Harper got caught cold when she was in there with Alicia Baumgardner, but I think she really learned something from that fight, because in her last performance, she was definitely boxing the way she's supposed to, using the movement, throwing the combinations, doing the things that a technical outboxer is supposed to do. And again, when you can show that you can come back from a TKO stoppage, which was a brutal stoppage that she had against Alicia Baumgardner, she really proved herself to be a tough woman. Now, in this fight, I do expect fireworks. I hope there are no cuts, no headbutts or anything like that, because these two women are the kind that will get it on. And if it were 3 minutes instead of 2, you could possibly see a knockout in this fight. But what I really like both is this fighting spirit of both women. They are going to put on a good show. And I tell you, at the end of the day, I'm expecting Terry Harper to prevail. I like the way she boxes. I like the spirit and resolve that she shows when she fights. It's just something about her that I give her an edge. And with Braekhus being over the age of 40 now, sooner or later, even in the women's division of boxing, Father Time has to show its head. But I will say this, kudos to these ladies, because they get out there and they perform. And they perform at a high level in the sport. A lot of them, and the matches that they're making and the achievements that they're reaching in the sport of boxing, is kind of surpassing the men and making the men look a little bit lackluster. Shout out to the women of boxing for what they do and the excitement that they bring. I hope that economically their purses begin to grow along with their accomplishments and achievements in the sport. They are really putting it down. At the end of the day, I do, like I said, favor Harper in this fight, and I just hope that each fighter comes out clean when the deal goes down and it's all said and done. I hope for an exciting match, and the main event is not going to be too bad either. But what do you think? This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about this fight, this WBA Super Welterweight title. between these two fighters. That's all I have for you at this time. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.